Facile formulas, catchy slogans, 10-step programs, and quick fixes too often dominate today's management training programs. But in organizations, as in all of life, human behavior is seldom predictable, and business dilemmas do not easily lend themselves to gimmicks or simplistic answers. In Management of the Absurd, psychologist, educator, and former CEO Richard Farson presents a series of management paradoxes designed to challenge conventional wisdom and encourage managers to re-examine their assumptions about effective leadership. This is Ron. It is Sunday, October 28th. Welcome to Storytime. Today, Chapter 24, Organizations Change Most by Surviving Calamities. When I ask people what was most important in shaping their lives, they often tell me the beneficial effects of having survived the Depression, the loss of a family member, or near-fatal accident. We have always honored this concept in our lore. We call it the school of hard knocks. Coping with adversity builds character. But we have a difficult time factoring that belief into our ideas of management, and for good reason. It presents us with the paralyzing absurdity that situations we try hardest to avoid in our organizations would actually be the most beneficial for them. It is hard to imagine how surviving calamities could be good for organizations, yet we know that people grow and prosper not just because of the good things that happen to them, but perhaps even more because of the bad things, the disasters, the crises. Such experiences often cause people to make major reassessments of their lives and to change them in ways that reflect a deeper understanding of their own capabilities, values, and goals. Organizations tend to react similarly to major adversity. It is never easy, but they do seem to change as a result of surviving calamities. Not all calamities can be survived, of course. Many of them are lethal and can indeed end organizations. But like many men and women who have spent their lives struggling and are in many ways better for it, organizations that struggle develop a sense of pulling together, ways of coping that keep them afloat where others sink. Change by shockwave. Sometimes, even the giant calamities that organizations suffer are beneficial. The death of a charismatic leader or co-founder is an example. At the time, it seems absolutely ruinous, but many organizations have reported, much to their surprise, that the loss of their great leader freed them from strictures they weren't even aware of. A huge layoff can send a shockwave through an organization, making many wonder if it will survive. Yet about half the time, the drastic reduction in the workforce rids the organization of the less effective employees and toughens the remaining force so that it actually does better. Often, executives in such situations find they're getting more work done with fewer people. A hostile takeover of an organization may also be seen as a calamity, but while the people going through the ordeal tend to be convinced that it is a disaster from which they will never recover, the takeover often produces as much good as bad, and the resulting organization is stronger. Bankruptcy is another potentially beneficial calamity. Many organizations never survive it, but those that do often come back healthier and better able to keep focused on the important goals. The conventional wisdom. Although individuals will acknowledge calamities as important in their development, managers are less likely to cite organizational calamity as the reason for change and growth. Calamities are such an embarrassment to management and not likely to be regarded as the key to success. Managers would rather say that their management of the crisis was crucial to success. Indeed, that is the conventional wisdom. But the truth is, we don't fully understand, either with respect to how individuals grow or how companies flourish, the toughening effect of plain old calamity. In any case, the absurdity remains. In management, we have no alternative but to try to avoid the very things that could be most beneficial. And that was Chapter 24. Organizations often change only when faced with calamity. And coming up on Tuesday, the 30th of October, is Chapter 25. People we think need changing are pretty good the way they are. And that will be again on Tuesday, the 30th. And until then, thank you for joining me, and have a great weekend.